Bombay Bicycle Club on Radio 3. Lights out, words gone. Good morning, it's just about 11:15. Lovely to have you along. Women come first. There's more and more, this relative to what I'm about to say, that wasn't just a statement. There's more and more really good comedy happening in Hong Kong. Liquid tonight, I believe it's the second one. Gary Jackson's the producer. Good to see you.
Hey, good to see you. Thanks, Phil.
Welcome along. And Lisa Hanahan. Hannah. Good to see you.
Hi, how are you?
Welcome along. Bring me up to speed, guys. You've had one. What's the point of all of this?
Yeah, so the number one thing, what we're trying to do is encourage women comedians. So what we thought was the best thing to do is actually do a show with a woman-only audience. Get them excited. See that, hey, I could do this. These guys aren't as funny as we are. I am. And then get them on stage.
Is that simple?
It's been hard. It's been a tough thing. You know, it's funny. Trying to get a group of women into a room to make them laugh is like herding cats. Or you could use another word for cats, but I don't.
The sharp end, Lisa. What's your take on this? You're the talent, right?
Well, I think as women, we like to sit back and laugh at the boys, so it's easier that way, and they're just, there's so much to laugh at.
I think, guys, that women comedians get a very unfair rap. In the States, you know what people are going to say, oh, she's going to do tampon jokes and blah-de-blah-de-blah. Right. But you know what Jewish guys do? Jewish jokes, gay guys do gay jokes, and French people, well, they're not very funny. But
they're not. They're funny in general.
So women get an unfair rap,
I think so, and I think part of the hurdle to overcome as a woman is that, and especially in Hong Kong, we have a certain place in society. And it's not to make fun of men and to...
Do you really think so?
Yeah, well, I think the men look at it that way. They cringe when we make fun of them.
Yeah.
Women don't like to hear women make fun of other women. Then we just become,
violent.
Yeah. Then the cat fights start. And then, it's a younger audience. They're urban professionals, so you don't really want to talk about moms and babies all the time. So I think it's harder as a woman to find subject matter that's going to appeal to everybody.
What's your take on this? Do you just say to hell with it, I'm going to say what I want?
Yes.
So, if I perish the thought, I couldn't ever do it. But I wouldn't stand up there and say, well, I better not do this, I better not do that. But it's feeling you say, well, we can't, just get on with it, right?
Well, I think, and it's funny because on different nights, it's different. I have, a set of jokes that I use, and sometimes I'll go up there and a few of them go over great, and then I get a couple groaners. And then the next night, those are the ones that get the huge laugh. It really, you can't be afraid to do what's in your heart and what you feel is funny.
Right.
And if the audience likes it, they do. If they don't, the next night they will.
Yeah. There's always a pint in the pub.
Yeah.
Yes. What's also weird too? Before we started doing the first show, this is actually our third show.
Right.
We've done our first show was on March the 28th, then we did a 11th of April show, and the 25th of April today is our third show. And the first time we did the show, I kind of tried to warn everyone, hey, don't be too blue, be very opening and to the women in the audience. Yeah. Afterwards, we got a lot of women complaining and saying, look, just be real with us. Tell us exactly what's going on. Don't hold back. If you're going to be blue, be blue. We want to know real stuff. Don't play with us.
Well, look, let's put it this way. You're in a bar, you're in a club, there's alcohol, there's funny people.
Yes.
What's the problem?
Yeah. No, there is no
problem. There's no problem.
You could go as far as you like. Probably.
Right. We're all adults, and if you don't like it, you know what? Stick around. Somebody else will talk about something you like.
Okay, so here we are, ladies doing comedy in Hong Kong. There's a lot of funny stuff in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Things that perhaps tickle you that you wouldn't... If you did it on an American audience, they'd be like, what?
Right.
But there are things, like your kid growing up speaking Tagalog and things like that.
Yes, exactly.
Are there things that tweak you guys here?
I think one of the biggest issues that we have a lot, especially as we're doing this women-only show and the women-only audience, is having Asian women doing comedy with foreign women in the audience and then going back and forth, because there is a little bit of a rivalry here in Hong Kong, about the guys and the dating and that kind of situation. So they really go after each other, and it's really fun. Now, Lisa's in a really different place now. She was actually just, she got married. She was talking about being married, but now she just had a baby, which she was really worried about doing comedy with that. But I think that is showing the next transition, and it really invites them for the comedy, I think.
Well, the biggest problem with Hong Kong being a woman is trying to buy bras. It's just...
just buy two and stick them together.
That's what she does.
That's exactly what I have to do.
Yeah, that's exactly. Me too.
They've never heard of a double D.
Yeah, and that's what makes it very, very hard. We're also doing something...
Let's go back to the double D, shall we?
I think I'm one of the few with a proper...
Yes. Well, we're doing
Rack, I believe, is the word you're looking for.
That is the official term.
Anthropological term.
Yeah. And we're trying to do something a little bit different, too. We have a DJ in the middle of this. So we have a DJ that actually is part of the set. Okay. And actually music being added to our bits has actually been pretty exciting.
Who's on tonight? What happens?
So we have Steve Northcott. He's flying in from Canada. He's living in Malaysia now. He was just doing a show in Malaysia. He has a TV show there. He's flying in to be the headliner for today's show. He has his own TV show called On the Beaten Path.
Okay.
He's also a musician, so he's not just going to do comedy. He's also going to sing to the ladies.
Right.
Ironically, he's here because his wife is actually doing a conference here. So he's babysitting. So he had nothing to do. So I'm bringing him on the show, which I thought was great.
So she's the power broker in
She
that, really,
is
right?
the boss. She is the boss for this.
He just gets up there and sings stupid songs.
Yes, exactly. And then Tama Churchhouse, who was the winner of the 2011 Hong Kong Comedy Festival, he's starting the thing off. We have, who else do we have there? I think that we have Ryan Hynek that's going to be doing the show. I'll be the host. I think Mahesh is going to be doing some of the sets. So we have a lot of local comics. Now, this is weird. A lot of people complain. They're like, okay, it's a women-only audience. Where are the women comedians? And the issue is it's really tough to try to get the women comedians. So what? And what we've
It's very
also
simple. They're not funny.
well, that's
Okay, hold on.
that's what we hear.
Okay, I'm kidding. I did.
Lisa's hilarious, though. Lisa's hilarious.
Well, put the mics on for a minute. Hold on.
She's so good. But you know what's great is the ladies have been telling us we want to see more men. We want the men to make us laugh. And so we
Wow,
said,
the gauntlet has been thrown down.
yeah. So this show is all men comics. Next show is women comics to women audience. So we're trying to switch it up, but we really are trying to inspire. We have an open mic contest for women. So during the show, if they feel they're funny, they can get up and do 3 minutes and they get a bottle of champagne.
Now let's get back to the double D for a second.
Okay, something I can talk about.
Yeah.
I've just got an email here from a lady. She says, I come from Hong Kong. They do. I can take her shopping.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
And she's from Hong Kong.
That's
Utopian dream.
that's a kind offer, but I have to tell you, the 12-year-olds who actually work in the store scare the hell out of me.
No kidding.
So
You mean, you kidding me then?
they're,
Yes.
you know, when they come over.
Do you
and-
sort of walk around with your shoulders hunched?
Well, I'm actually just going to hire a midget to walk around holding them up. I figure it's just more, ecologically minded that way.
I think you've answered my question. This is a serious consideration. What's funny is funny stuff that's born from serious stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think? It's not just being goofy. This is real, what we're talking about
Fair-
now.
real.
yeah,
And don't
therapy.
you know it?
I do.
Yeah.
I've lived here for almost 3 years now, and I still, the only bras I can find in my size are nursing bras, which my husband enjoys.
You can always go to Neil
But-
Pride and get them to make one for you.
Fredericks of Hollywood, if they had one here.
Yes.
Bailey. Yeah. Anyway, so who else is on? We were interrupted by me.
No. So we actually only have 5 comics. So each show has 5 comics, and basically we have a headliner flying in. So even the next show we're going to do on May the 9th, we have Joanna's flying in from Singapore.
Who?
Joanna Co. So I'm probably saying her last name incorrectly, but she actually is originally from Macau, but she's been doing shows in Singapore.
Brilliant.
And she's blowing up. It's huge. So she's flying in. Then on the May the 9th, May 23rd show is going to be an all-women show. Everyone flying in from Singapore, Beijing, Shanghai comics, women comics.
Yes, that's
so that's going to be a lot of fun, I think. Now it sucks though, because I keep getting a lot of requests from men. I want to see these shows. So we're trying to consider maybe we'll do a couples night, or we have even
Couples night.
But
a nice dinner.
yeah, actually, that's something we've been looking at.
And some
trying to do.
abortion jokes. Lovely.
Yeah, just to liven it up. That's what we're trying to do.
Just keep it light.
Yes. And
When
yeah.
can we see you?
I am on May the 9th.
Yes.
I'll be on the 9th, and I'm considering the 23rd as well, as long if Gary asks nicely.
Yeah, women come first, so she can actually be on any show she wants. If she doesn't want to be on the show, she...
Do I get to bump the boys?
You bump the boys.
Oh,
That's
do I
what
get
it
to
is.
pick who I bump?
Yeah, that's right, exactly. So,
Have you finished?
so we're actually working on the set. Yeah, we're
while
working
he's
on the
on
set.
air,
This,
you can't back
this is
down from
such a
this.
good idea. It's lovely to see people in Hong Kong smiling a lot more. I mean, we've got to say thanks to Jamie for getting the whole ball rolling.
That's right.
In
Yeah.
the first
Take out
place.
comedy.
When he first
Oh,
brought his
God.
guys from the States here, they killed me. They were so funny.
Yes.
They were. I mean, there's stuff I can't even get into, but the funny stuff is the filthy stuff.
And actually, they're coming back. Paul Lagano's going to be back. We're trying to sneak him on one of our shows, and Paul's going to be back. We have a bunch of comics coming in. Ruben Paul's going to be coming in doing the comedy festival this year in September.
Brilliant.
And I'll tell you, Jamie's really. I think the competition in stand-up comedy now is great, because I think Hong Kong needs to laugh more. I definitely think they need to laugh more.
Oh, there's tons to laugh at here. How did you get started in this, Lisa? By
I
getting
went-
pregnant and not being able to find a bra.
Before that, I was bored. I actually.
She does look quite normal, I got to say. I mean, people have got this sort of weird vision of you now after what we've been
Oh,
talking.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, they have to come to the show to see.
That's
that,
right.
I am a weird vision, actually.
Very sexy weird.
Nice
vision.
of them to say.
Yeah.
We're moving.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I got started doing this here in Hong Kong. Jamie was doing a free course
Yeah.
on comedy, and so anybody can take his course. Actually, I don't think it's free any longer.
No, not anymore.
Funny
It's
that.
not.
Yes.
But it's a great course to take, and he thought I had something, a knack for it. So I
Good.
got up on stage and I started doing it. And actually, the first year I was doing stand-up comedy, I made the finals of the Hong Kong comedy competition.
That's right.
So
When was that?
That was 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2010.
2010. Yeah,
That's
so it was
right.
a great start to it, and it's just been a lot of fun.
Great.
And yeah, it's just, I say, any woman or man out there who wants to give it a go to an open mic, get up
Yeah.
there, give it a try.
It's one of these things where you put a serious point on it. That it's a craft, and there are certain things you need to learn.
Yes.
What was the most difficult?
The most difficult thing to learn?
The biggest, I don't know, wall to jump over, if you
For
like.
me, it was looking at the audience and not looking
Yeah.
away.
Right.
Because you can tend to get overwhelmed by the faces staring back at you, especially if something's not going well.
Right.
They're looking at you sort of as you are at me right now with this glazed look of I don't care.
No. I'm looking at Tim Littlechild doing something really disgusting where he thinks you can't see and he's now hidden in the room next door. Welcome to Sesame Street.
Yeah,
Goodness
yeah.
me. They painted the doors orange here. It reminds me of, they've just painted them orange. It's like going back to infant school. So Tim fits in here perfectly, I
The
can
little
tell you.
romper room.
Yeah, anyway, so
So that's been the hardest is engaging with the audience and working through even when something's not working, just
Yeah.
to keep the energy up, keep trying,
Yeah.
and not walking away bummed out.
right. What's
And-
yours? What's yours, Gary?
Well, I've actually been doing it for about 5 years. So I did a tour in Australia, did a tour in America, did Philippines, did Singapore, Malaysia, and actually I did the tour when I really sucked. I was a really bad comic, thought I was very, very good, started doing all of these big international
That's
acts.
funny though.
Well, it was funny.
A
because-
guy who thinks he's funny on a professional tour.
And I represented Hong Kong. So
Yeah.
what was funny is my first show that I did was in the States, in North Carolina. I was so bad for 3 minutes, no one laughed, and I just walked off stage. The host came up and says, I guess that's how they do it in Hong Kong. So it's just
Wow,
like,
that's awesome.
but that's the deciding point. That's when you realize, okay, I really want to do this, or I'm never going to do this again, and that's
Okay.
where it changed. Now, what we were trying to do with this one is we're like, okay, so maybe we can't travel all the places, but how can we create different audiences? And that's when we said, okay, let's do a woman audience now. Let's see what that is. And that's a totally different dynamic. Trying to only cater to women.
But I just had I had a message on Facebook this morning when I got told off for saying brand new by somebody. But
Oh,
in the
yeah,
big-
I saw that,
In the big
yeah.
picture, it's brand new.
Yeah, yeah.
She's not coming on to Plug Underground ever again.
Yeah, yeah.
But a guy wrote, yeah, I'll turn up in drag. What if they do?
Well, that's actually a very good...
Out him.
Yeah, well, we do have, like we have the what do you call it, the security people that actually pat them down, like we do the TSA.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, so we actually, if you have junk in the trunk, well, I guess it's not in the trunk, it's like the
You
front.
have junk in the trunk and we'll let you in.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
awesome.
Don't get eaten alive. Give me the wheres and whens and any other details we need to know.
Sure. So everything's on the website, womencomefirstcomedy.com. The actual show is tonight, the 25th of April, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. So it's only, no men are allowed except, the beautiful thing is the performing comics. And then afterwards at 10 p.m., the doors are wide open, the dance floor is open, the DJ. DJ Groove is going to be doing the music in between the shows. So actually we have a DJ while we're doing the show, which gives it a different dynamic. And we have an open mic contest. So
He's doing the Ginzo knife advert.
Yes.
He's getting it all in 20 seconds.
Trying to
less.
get it out in 20 seconds. And we have one last thing, too, is we do a random SMS competition, which is kind of cool. So we knew that ladies like to SMS and text. So what they do is they actually text, and we actually give away gifts and that kind of thing through, and we project their text on the wall, and whoever has the funniest text. wins
Superb.
gifts.
You've got it rocking and rolling. This one's got some serious legs, so congratulations to both of you.
Great.
It's
Thank
going to be
you.
brilliant. It's all up on Facebook, Women Come First Comedy Nights, and it'll take you wherever you need to go. Tonight at Liquid, which is where?
In Lan Kwai Fong, right across from the Hard Rock Cafe.
Lovely. Break your leg.
Thanks, Phil.
Thank you.
His.